Hello YouTube world, Mac Daddy 1911A1 here with the Shade Tree Survivalists. The video you're watching now is me simply answering some questions that I've received off of YouTube and the internet, and I have been very tardy in doing so. So we are going to address that now. First and foremost, we had a not necessarily a question, but a request to get a close-up on the blade of the Ontario Marine combat knife that I've had since 92 or 93, the same year that Terminator 2 with Arnold Schwarzenegger came out at the theaters. And one of the viewers wanted to see a close-up of the blade on this thing. So here you go. It's a bit beat up and so forth, and I know the lighting in here sucks, but there you go. It has been through the mill, but it works really well. And just like the K-bar, the top of it here is sharp, razor sharp, and so is the bottom. But like I said, this thing has been through the freaking mill. I kid you not. And it's been a damn good knife. Cannot complain about it one bit. And to that viewer, whose name I will put in the description, here you go, man. I hope this is helpful. It's been a great knife, great tool, and I highly recommend Ontario knives as well as K-bar. Both of them make excellent tools. Both of them are made in New York and fairly inexpensive. But a friend of mine had borrowed a knife of mine without my knowledge that I happened to be living with at the time. It was first time out of town, had got a job, and I was at work, and they were using the tip to pry on something. I don't know what the heck they had in their mind, but my boy's name was Stevie, and he broke the tip off the old cheapo knife I had, and he went and bought this to replace it, and he felt so bad about it. And I told him, I said, man, that damn thing was a throwaway knife. It wasn't that big a deal. I can't take it. It ain't no big deal. And he refused. So I wound up with the Ontario combat knife, and like I said, this thing has been the bomb. It's very similar to the K-bar, but it's different. And the young man on there wanted to see the blade up close. So hopefully that'll take care of it for you. Hell, by now he's probably found dozens of videos on here with the same thing, and I apologize it took me so long to get around to it. Just got too many too many irons on one fire. Now the next thing, someone had asked about the collapsible buttstock on Chemo's Mossberg 590, and I told him it's a ATI, but I did not know the model number. And that's the side saddle. This is a pistol grip. That's the clamp. Let me see, I believe it's right here in this one here. I've already done this video one time, and it turned out it sucked. I mean, it did. And so I decided to kill 2 or 3 or 4 birds with one stone and do another video. But it is a MRW4100, and you can see it right there in the corner. MRW, right above my finger. 4100 tactical stock with free butt pad. Whoa! You really think anybody would buy it without it? It has done a good job, though. Kim does not get her shotgun off the wall very much. It's fully adjustable, just like an M4 buttstock. It has a side saddle included that screws onto the side on either side. It's got a slot through it, I suppose, for a strap or something. I don't know. It's an inexpensive one. I mean, it does the job for what we need, and so far it's been good. The Tacstar, I think it's what it is. Yeah, the Tacstar shotgun side saddle. It's been all right. I mean, we haven't had any trouble with it. The only thing is, under heavy recoil, if you have the brass down, they tend to work their way loose. There are a lot better products on the market out there. I suppose I'll get a close-up shot of both of them. I've got the light on in here so you can get the details, but there's the buttstock and pistol grip. And this is the side. I've got the side saddle mounted to it. It's got a nice cushiony thing. The only thing is over here where you would get hold of the action release right here. You got to move your hand just a little bit to get to it, but that's not a big deal. I mean, beats the hell out of having to take your hand off and pull it way up here on Remington. But if you're a Remington guy, they make this same side saddle for Remington and a Winchester. You can see the lines are not exactly straight, but it's not that big a deal. That's what Camo wanted. That's what we got her. The vertical foregrip, she likes it, but she really hasn't shot it at all lately. The next thing I'm going to do is this damn Nebo, which works fine, but every now and again you got to take the batteries out and turn them inside the little container that that you insert them in there with. Otherwise you'll come up and hit the damn button and it does nothing. I'll get a little bit more in depth into that one here in a moment. But like I said, the side saddle is, the buttstock is the Advanced Technology International MRW4100, and it's a shot force component is what it's, the brand name and so forth is on that buttstock. Shot force component says so right there. But it does all right. She got it. I was really fired up. I was like, man, I gotta have me one of these. But I worked with it a little bit. I didn't like it. She still loves it. More power to her. I kept the standard stock. It doesn't shorten it up by that much, but if you got longer arms, you're a bigger guy or gal, you can lengthen it right out. And then if you got body armor or whatever on, you can shorten it right up and do whatever you need to do. It's positive. It's it's got a little bit of slop in it, a little bit of wiggle, but it's not that bad. And the Tacstar side saddle I have on my 590, it went through Survival Fest this year without a hitch. Statue, he carried it the whole time. He didn't lose any shotgun shells, and it did a very good job. Mine's painted with flat camouflage paint, and it held it just fine. But anywho, onward and upward. Let us talk about the Nebo light laser combo, the little flashlight they got. It's the Nebo and Protec combination. You know what? They don't even have a freaking model number on this damn thing, apparently. But let's talk about this damn thing. All right. Comes with its own little mount that works pretty good. It's a Protec mount. You can see the name of it right there. I'll turn it upside down so you can read that. This camera, the way it looks. But anyway, Protec is what the mount is, and a Nebo is what the light is. I think it's 110 lumens. Yep, 110 lumens, bright light, red laser pointer. But see, this is the deal. My complaint with this thing. Right here on the side above the name, I've got the camera, I'm trying to watch the camera, but right above the name there's a hole here, alright? There's supposed to be a little rubber button. Alright. First time I went outside in the middle of the night, heard something in the yard, didn't know what it was, pushed that thing in and it came out. It's just a rubber cover, basically, is all it is. And what I have to do now is just take an ink pen and push it in. Let me see. Alright, it's on that setting. Now it's off. Now it's just steady light. Now it's the red laser on. If you can see it, yeah, you can see it. And then hit it again, and it goes back to standard light. Hit it again, and you got strobe light. Alright, it comes with a little pressure switch. I think we paid like 50 bucks for it. And other than that, which I thought was terrible, if I'd have known that was going to happen, I could have put a little bit of, popped it out of there, put a little bit of glue or something around it, put it back in, and it would have held fine. But as long as you can access it and change it, that's fine. But is it weatherproof? Not without that. And of course, my cat's sitting right in my dang gum chair over here. But those are some of the questions we've been having. The Nebo, home defense only. You're not going to get out any weather in it. I think it's fine. I mean, it's okay. Go ahead and preset it on which one you want, and you don't have to screw around. Because screwing around with a button trying to change the setting in the middle of a freaking situation where your life is dependent on what it's doing is stupid. Okay? Sage International sights. Okay, you can see the rear sight here. You can see the front sight here. From across our bedroom, I can see that front sight at night. Okay, because it's that tritium insert in that baby, and it works really, really well. They are holding up fine. That knucklehead, I love you statue, but that knucklehead statue dropped my 590 and it got mud all into it. We blew it off right there on the spot, knocked it out of the aperture rear sight. It was fine. He got the front sight. I mean, he had a gob of mud completely obscuring the front sight. We knocked it out, wiped it off with a fingertip. Good to go. That is the point. All right, you drop the gun and it lands over on its side or upside down on the sights, getting mud and water and crap on it. It still functions fine. I don't know if I said it in the review, but the only thing I hate about the rear sight on this thing is the little screw that you loosen, so you can slide the rear side up and down the little ramp, so you've got your different elevation. The only thing I hate is that screw is tiny and it's easy to break. We broke one and it's impossible to find, I mean nearly impossible to find one that'll fit those threads and so forth. But we did, put it back in there, haven't had any more troubles with it, but I told Kimmo to leave that bastard alone. We've got it set up for a 100-yard shot. That is fine. We just need to practice more so we know how high to hold over or under to get a shot on a target that's closer or further away. Really, that's about all that's left to talk about, other than how is old Betsy doing in the Sage International chassis at this late date. And I'll go get Betsy and bring her out and we'll do a talk about that.